Good morning, all. Another one for you today. This is northern Quebec and Labrador, also known as Nunavik. Here is Goose Bay. Here's the community of Kangiqsualujjuaq. Here's Nain, which you may have seen from other videos. And right over here in Ungava Bay, this is all water, is a boat that's washed up on some rocks. And we have to get there. An important feature about Ungava Bay is it is statistically tied for the highest tides in the world with the Bay of Fundy. I actually looked at the schedule today or in the coming days, and they're expecting tides of around 11 meters from the high mark to the low mark. But they can even get higher in the springtime. So there's a lot of rocks along the beach, and when the tide gets low, it just creates a lot of land, and boats and people can get stuck there. And that's what happened to these 5 people on a boat. A local Coast Guard asset, rescue craft from the local community of, I will try to pronounce this correctly, and I apologize if I don't, from the community of Kangiqsualujjuaq. It is spelt, I will get my red marker for this. This is how you spell it. Kangiqsualujjuaq. 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 So, I think I'm close. I will provide a link in the description of a video of how to correctly pronounce it. It's kind of hard for me. Anywho, they had launched a small rescue craft to go there, and that rescue craft had been there as long as they could, but they couldn't get to these people who were stuck there, and they couldn't risk beaching themselves on rocks and then getting beaten up by the waves. There was strong winds. Local helicopter out of Kangiqsualujjuaq couldn't attempt to land on those rocks. It was too windy for them. And every night, or twice a day actually, when the tides are come up, the waves would beat on this boat and keep smacking against rocks, but the tides just wasn't high enough to lift them and get them back underway. So we were called in. We came from Gander to Goose Bay. Goose Bay is a quick fuel stop there. But then to get from Goose Bay to Kangiqsualujjuaq or to the incident location was a bit of a challenge. Right over Nain was a big low sitting, a weather system. And lows, you know, as you've seen on the weather maps, have these big kind of circular lines, isobars, lines of equal pressure. And they produce winds, lots of winds. And that was the problem for us, the winds they were producing. So Goose Bay to Kangiqsualujjuaq, 400 nautical miles, no headwinds, easily doable. Unfortunately, at altitude, there was 70 knot headwinds. Because at altitude, the winds kind of follow a circular, anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere direction. Yeah, 400 nautical miles with a 70 knot headwind. You cannot be done with the Cormorant, and there is 0 fuel stops. There's nothing in between here. So what we did is used a bit of our knowledge of weather and tried to sneak under the low clouds as far as we could. As you get lower, winds for such a weather system tend to back, that is to say, reduce in heading. So if the winds were from the north, they would then be from the west at lower altitude and diminish in speed. So at low altitude, our winds were more like this, say at 20 knots, crosswind. And we snuck under the clouds as far as we could go to about halfway where the terrain started rising and it met the clouds. I couldn't sneak up underneath. And at that point, we transitioned to IFR and flew with that headwind. By then, the low had moved a little over this way, and the winds now are more this direction, say at 50 or 60 knots. As it turns out, we had enough fuel to go straight to the incident location. So we proceeded direct to the boat, did the rescue, and then went to Kangiqsualujjuaq. This is not the scale. This is actually only 30 nautical miles or so. But we kept Kangiqsualujjuaq in our back pocket, that should we ever not have enough fuel, we can just divert to Kangiqsualujjuaq, get some gas, go do the rescue, and come back. So we flew all the way up there, did the rescue, dropped them off in Quebec, and made our way all the way back home. If I remember correctly, we did in one shot, and it was a very, very long day. So that's it. Anyways, enough talking, more flying.